Given all the problems we've had tonight with the internet, I'm happy to proclaim that we are either live or my computer's really fucked up. So, yay, we're live.
or we won't be for long.
Right. Everyone's in their correct box for the moment. We'll see what happens with that we'll see if the Brinternet holds out.
Well, let's hope, right?
Yeah. So
do not be alarmed if suddenly no one's on there.
It's Tuesday. I wanted to share with you guys, we have new shirts on order. I received an email that says they will be here by Christmas Eve, which is great because they're supposed to be here in early November. So that's cool. So those of you who are waiting on shirts, some of you are waiting on shirts. I'm going to send you the lady's email and you can just tell her name's Sharon. She's very nice. She's just Sharon. No problem. Anyways, tonight's Night's Black Agents. We missed the Deadlands. Because Byron broke the whole internet. But we are on for next Monday. So this is Byron's time. And so I'm going to be super quiet and let him do his thing.
Great. All right. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in and joining us. We're a little on the late side, but hey, it's my game. It's always fucked up in some way. So, I got to take advantage of that. I'd go around the horn here and ask how everybody is, but we've already done that in the 35, 40 minutes we've been playing around offline. And so, anyway, watch next episode and we'll fill everybody in. But in the meantime, we have a wonderful, wonderful recap of last week. And because we're like right in the middle of doing some combat, I think that it would still be good to go over this so that we're sure of everything that's happened for the day. Tara, would you like to do the honors of giving us a heads up and
you want me to read it?
Put this in the chat?
Hell yeah.
Speech. Anybody who definitely needs to see the picture of
I'm gonna dub. I will when I actually edit this, I will dub over the logo there. I'll put the PDF there and I'll have it scroll.
That's all right. I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah,
I'll post it in the chat. It's cool.
All right, this is written up as an article, like a newsletter for our little agency group, which needs a name, you guys, by the way. Anyway, it was written by Dr. Terry Mitchell, titled "He Went Out Like a Wrecking Ball." Much has transpired since our last review of the adventures of the Night's Black Agent team. The Romanian literal bloodbath, which culminated in the demise of Goblin Riot, R.I.P., that vehicle whose 24-hour escapade will live forever in our hearts, led to Tesla's realization that the crypt was pre-Crusades in origin. I almost said pre-COVID in origin. It's pre-Crusades in origin.
Too.
Well before the monastery was built. More interestingly, dirt appears to be missing from the site, along with several of the engraved plaques. One is found hidden in the rubble, and after excavating it, team sees that it is inscribed with a mysterious object that Evan immediately claims to be a UFO, as well as a Crusade-era shield and cross. Evan and Lily, disguised, her Hello Kitty caboodle coming in handy once again, attempt to meet our London contact, who arranges to meet us at the Church of St. Joshua, a 150-year-old structure of Gothic style, to find it empty but for a dais and an altar. Footsteps on the second floor. They investigate. Outside, Terry notes that the weather is eerily similar to the conditions they experienced at the monastery. Something large flies over the church. A bat? An eagle? It lands on a church tower as mist engulfs the building, an ominous feeling befalling the entire group. Lily and Evan, heading up the stairs inside, hear a voice. "You will be damned. You cannot stop this." As they arrive at the speaker, a man steps off the roof and crashes into a car window below. Their contact? The mist floods the chamber, and a dark, mustached figure is seen with a scarred forehead and eyes as red as blood. The suicide victim's bag snagged on an ornamental piece. Lily and Terry compete to grab it. Though they reach it at the same time, Lily uses her MOS to pull a grab-it claw out of her ass to retrieve the bag. 2 black Sprinter vans arrive suddenly, and some 18 men in full tactical gear pour out of them. Tesla lays down cover fire as the team races for the car. Johnny spots a dark figure at the roofline. The team makes its escape amid the rain and darkness, which is following them. The darkness pauses, if the darkness can do such a thing, at the bridge, giving credence to yet another vampire myth, that a vampire cannot pass over running water. The jumper's bag contains nothing but a dog-eared first edition copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Dracula dossier. It appears to be annotated by 3 separate agents over a period of almost 200 years. Are they really dealing with vampires here? Current evidence seems to point in that direction. Seeking information at the London Library, they find only that evidence of the existence of both books they seek have been completely scrubbed, just as the dossier claims it had been. Evan ascertains that Contago, the Texas oil company, has acquired a number of defunct oil and gas platforms, including, in 1977, the one in the North Sea at which the helicopter the group tracked from Romania is now parked. What is the point of this enterprise? On review of data, it seems that there have been 2 supernatural encounters so far, both male, with the London creature feeling much more powerful than the one seen in Romania. Is Contago hunting vampires, and how many are there? The team heads to the North Sea to find out. Armed with inventions ranging from garlic mace to rowan wood blow darts. After a stealth drop from a helicopter, they approach the upgraded platform and witness a silver-colored cage drop from a platform into the water and quickly retrieved. It contains a person spitting out water and wearing ripped-up pants. There's no surveillance equipment, and it occurs to the group that the security required is possibly not against human threats. All members successfully climb up to the platform where Lily silently chokes out an armed man. In a rec room, the agents find 2 men, and Lily strikes again. Johnny zip ties the other man for interrogation. Intel gained: 12 personnel on board, including physicians and visitors. No military affiliation. In the copter, 2 women. 1, the sorceress, and K, Interpol. Lily dispatches the canary with her samurai sword. Outside, not at all more paranoid than usual due to the ingestion of controlled substances, Evan watches the shack. A 3rd person in tactical gear enters, carrying a printout and a telegram, quote, a message from Kay. Evan spots a cable hanging down over the water from one of the towers and climbs out to it, hoping to swing around the shack. Johnny, Terry, Lily, and Tesla, opting against taking the elevator, find an empty barracks downstairs. 3 crew were taken out and 3 are in the guard shack. Where are the others? As they ponder, the elevator door opens. The sorceress steps out.
Nice.
And scene.
Awesome.
Nice.
Brilliant.
It's like shaking back and forth.
Fantastic.
All right. So with that, I guess we should just get down to business. So
we could talk a little more if you just want to avoid the carnage. That'd be.
carnage. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, she's just one woman. How hard can she be?
Shall be spilled on
Well,
this
to
day.
be fair, she's the only one that stepped out of the elevator, but you can't see into the elevator, so you're really not sure.
Oh, yeah. I know.
To be
Evan
fair.
character. Boom.
All
I
of her-
grab my mace. My vampire mace.
Right.
It's
Oh,
still bear. It's
I
still
don't
bear
think
meat,
she's
let
bear
alone.
meat.
I don't think she's a vampire. I think.
Oh, I don't know what's in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's a vampire either.
Are you
I know.
thinking?
Everything's about to get real fun.
I know it's going to be real messy right now.
Reveal something.
All right. So.
So,
Okay. So, pretty much Johnny spends his sense trouble to be able to act first. He reaches out. He places his hand over top of Lily's eyes, preventing the sorceress and Lily of making eye contact. What else does Johnny do?
Johnny would like to, if he can, whip around Lily and go hand to hand and just basically drop 8 points of hand to hand to pick out the sorceress.
Holy
if
shit!
Holy shit.
If possible. Make it.
I mean, you're able to do that. That's not a problem.
You're just going to just Krav Maga the shit out of her. Just like,
You all have never seen a 75-year-old man move that fast before. I'm just saying.
It's like whooping some ass.
Johnny is scared of the sorceress, but he's more scared of a hypnotized Lily. Just saying.
That's true.
Oh.
So true.
Yeah, mind control. Not
Have we ever seen her hypnotize anyone? Oh, but we know vampires hypnotize, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could totally be wrong, but not taking that chance.
Good call.
All right. So Johnny strikes faster than she is. What's your hand-to-hand stat?
It's 8.
8. You are first.
All right. I will drop the full 8. Did I roll 1 die, correct, or is that wrong?
That is correct. You would drop 1 die and you would add 8 points. Are you sure you want to drop all 8 points on one hit?
Well, I haven't looked at the die yet. It's still on the laptop, so I would say yes. Please advise me. I'm relatively new.
I think that's extremely too much.
The thing you're trying to do, you technically can't do. Like the cherry for hand-to-hand doesn't let you just choke somebody out.
It lets you use them as a mook shield, right?
So that works against
those are very different.
non-supernatural threats.
Oh.
So if
there is no just taking her out in one shot before she's gonna do something. Dan.
That's not true. There is, just not her. If it was a guard or somebody that's a non-supernatural threat, then the MOS would automatically work on her.
But Johnny would have no idea, right? You don't.
Right.
No
That's
context
true.
there.
All right.
Right.
So
Yeah, but you spend your points based off of your knowledge, not necessarily.
I will, under
So-
tested
so-
base, how about I spend 5 points? Does it sound reasonable?
Well, most people have a target threshold of 3+. Okay, so you could factor in her supernatural abilities. Normally, I would say that even when you're getting into adding like up to a 7, like that's ridiculously overpowered. You know what I mean?
I like it.
So,
Like
so if you're shooting for a target number of 7, like the vampire in the guy that was augmented that was fighting in the Marrakesh market was a 5.
Okay. I have a bad history of going after supernatural guys with this skill.
So just to let you know, so you're rolling a d6 and you're dropping however many points you're blowing on that, and you're trying to get to a target number probably less than 7. So
about 4 points. Do I hear 4 points going once, going twice?
So you can see you probably don't want to drop
4.
Sorry, what was that?
I said so you can see you probably don't want to drop 8 points because you can.
Yeah.
I say 4 is a safe bet.
I say 4. Yeah.
All right, I have
4
one
sounds a lot
second and
better.
4. Do I have a? Sorry, I'll stop the rules of order. All right, and I rolled a 2, so plus 4 is 6.
Okay, you strike her. So that is a hand-to-hand punch. So a hand-to-hand punch is going to do
-2, I believe.
a d6 minus 2 points.
All right,
I believe.
roll the 6. Minus 2 points
So
would be a
4
4.
points.
4 points of damage to her.
You punch her right in the neck.
That's right. I give her a sorceress slap. That's what I do.
It's like, call out a spell now.
You slap the shit out of her.
You witch slapper.
Lily, your hand-to-hand is what?
12.
12? Okay, you're next.
I'm just gonna move in with my katana and strike her twice.
All right, you slide around, just gracefully, just slide right around Johnny and make 2 quick strokes of your
I'm gonna
blade.
spend 3.
Okay.
So
I warmed her up for you.
So the first is gonna be a 9 to hit, and then the second is gonna be a 6.
Okay. Both will contact.
Cool. So these are at +2
Yep.
because I'm specialized with the katana. So we're gonna do 14 points of damage.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One is 8 and one is 6.
Right. You slice her once across the chest and just gash her open completely. The second strike comes an upswing, and you catch her right about the thigh and slice her up to about the middle of the chest, and she's just completely ripped open. And yeah, and she drops to the ground almost instantaneously as soon as you put 2 strikes on her.
I look at Lily and I say, that still only counts as 1.
Beautiful Lily, as always.
Yeah. And she just, like, the look of, like, just utter surprise is on her face as she just kind of stares. And you make eye contact with her, despite the fact that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
You
I always
see-
look into the eyes of my kill and watch the light fade away.
Yeah. Well, you don't see the life fade away, though.
Oh, good.
That's the thing.
Oh,
Yes, you do normally see the life fade away, but you do not. You are not seeing life fade away from her. Not as fast as you would think.
Darkness fade away, maybe?
She's just having a Twix. It's fine.
Something
So-
will fade away?
A little evil leakage, maybe.
Little evil leakage, yeah.
I hate it when that happens.
I feel like
So-
that's the next band, Evil Leakage.
Tara, what are your guys' hand-to-hand skills?
Hand skills.
Mine is dose.
All right. You would be up next.
If she's not falling to the ground, I mean, do I think she's dead right now or no?
She dropped to the ground. I mean, it's really difficult to tell if she's dead or not. I mean, you see, like, literally, her insides are pouring out because she went down so fast that they couldn't pour out, but blood is pooling all around her body.
I think since most initiative kind of goes somewhat simultaneously, I would have basically pulled out my silenced sig and trained it at the place where her head was going to be. However, Johnny and Red Lily were so damn fast that as I'm bringing the gun up to shoot her in the head, basically she's already on the ground, and I just train my gun down to her as she falls, and I just continue to point the gun at her for a second, not sure if this is real. I'm like, oh, it was that easy to kill her, but I wouldn't fire because I think she's dead. So that is my turn.
Okay. Tara.
I'm gonna garlic macer.
Right.
What a shitty way to die. She's like a
Never
garlic
heard
knot.
shit.
All right, you garlic macer. And you begin to see almost instantaneously she begins to die. You're well aware of what a dying person looks like. Terry is.
I just made her insides outsides.
Well, not necessarily. They're still inside, but they're
They're
definitely
just trapped by the weight of her body.
They're trapped by the weight of whatever clothes she had on, and that's really it.
Do I have a sense of whether this is in any way a reaction to the garlic or just the timing? Am I just
It looks more like timing
building the lily?
than a reaction to to the garlic. I mean, obviously, anybody who gets garlic mace is going to react.
It's gonna
if
be
they're
unhappy.
alive. They're going to be unhappy. Like, I don't know anybody except for like like somebody who really likes Italian food and be like, oh, this is so good.
I don't care that my eyes burn. It's so delicious.
Back when I was working for the NSA, they used to say that when you encounter Red Lily, you just simply blow up the entire building she's in.
Right.
Daring to fight her.
Right. All right. So with that being said, no one else steps out of the elevator. You look into the elevator. It is empty.
All right. I whisper, shall we search her?
Yeah, let's pat her down real quick.
Yeah, loot the
Sure.
corpse, totally.
Assuming that-
We're gonna
many
like
gold
flip over her
pieces does she
body.
have?
Maybe she had a key card or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she's raw croissant dough at this point. We just flip her over and she just like.
Byron, you skipped frequently that you had to slap her, and then Red Lily had to gut her, because that's how we roll. But if we see like even an inkling of a movement in her or a red glowing eye, and Johnny's gonna watch. Zip ties, are coming out. In fact, fuck that. I'm just gonna
Zip tie her anyway.
Zip tie the
I'm gonna
corpse.
zip tie her anyway.
I'm not concerned.
Lily, that's why I love you.
You zip tie bitch. Okay.
We're gonna zip tie the corpse.
She doesn't have a lot on her. So as you search her pockets and so forth, who was actually doing that?
Johnny.
Johnny. Okay.
Yeah.
So Johnny, as you search her pockets, you do find in her left pocket, I'll call it. It's she's wearing like kind of some. You saw a picture of her before. Some kind of gypsy style clothes or what have you, and she has a pocket in her skirt, and in that she has a small silver, looks like a brooch. It's probably about 2.5 inches to 3 inches tall. Has like, it's silver and has like a black stone in it.
So basically, she looks like a Fleetwood Mac cover, and
Yeah.
and she has like a silver fetish. Does the fetish look kind of like the things that I know of that like we carry for like centering ourselves?
So this is what it looks like.
Oh, nice.
Oh, interesting. I guess I'll put it with my little Nazi thing I got from the village.
So I gotta just click them all.
Can I make a quick
Cooking
art
on
history
things.
roll to like see if I recognize it or anything along those lines?
You can.
All right.
You can make an art history. Well, it's not a roll because it's a thing. So you just spend. You don't even got to spend a point. You just automatically get the clue because you have it.
The theme of this is things Dan gets wrong.
Yeah. So the stone is jet.
Hmm.
Specifically, you can actually tell because of the type of jet that it is. You know where it's from. It's been mined in a town named Whitby in England since Roman era.
Did you say Whitby?
Whitby.
Okay.
Does Whitby have any significance from any of our reading or anything? I'll tell the group. I'll mention it.
Yeah.
It does.
Isn't that where the church is and the asylum and everything else? Is that near there?
No, that is the place where Lucy Westerner is at the cliffs, basically in the cemetery above the port.
She was interred there, right?
She was interred there, and in addition to that, that is the port in which Dracula's ship landed in the book.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna drag her dead ass out of the elevator, of course. I'm like, so what's our next move? Hide this body. There is a pile of blood here.
Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to cover it for long.
I'm not worried about
Quick
hiding
question,
anything.
the Fleetwood Mac style clothing, does it actually, I look at it, does it have tags? Is it modern manufacture or is it hand sewn like old fashioned clothes?
Hand sewn.
All right, I look for wear. I mean, does it look like relatively new clothing or is this like really old vintage clothing?
I'm gonna say it's older, but not so old that you would think that like maybe she found like her great aunts or several 100-year-old like outfit. But it definitely looks akin to that style, but newer made and hand sewn.
And don't take this the wrong way. I looked just briefly. Are her undergarments, are they modern or are they the old-fashioned style undergarments that I knew when I was a lad?
Oh, you old perv.
They are modern, and it looks like she shops at probably like Victoria's Secret.
Okay, so she's maybe not. I was wondering, and when we look at her, she's about how old? Look at her carefully in the face.
Probably she's in her late 20s, early 30s.
Okay. No odd signs of any like veins or things that we might associate with someone who is quite much older but doesn't appear to be so.
No, you look for like varicose veins in like her legs or things of that nature.
While you're rummaging through her body, I'm gonna go take care of the 3 guards upstairs and get Evan.
It's like, yeah, that's a good point. I'll go with you.
Right. And forgive me too. I just thought she's been a significant figure, so there might be more clues. So I thought good idea to check her out, see if she's.
Yeah. So had you not just caught her like in the elevator, she probably would have had more stuff on her. But
true.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Anything?
Yeah, I'm going to get Evan.
You're going to get Evan?
Yeah, me too. Me and her are gonna head up real quick.
You guys can search his body. I'm going to go make some more.
Do we know that Evan's up there?
I mean, he was on the radio breathing heavy and talking about it.
What's new?
Oh yeah, Evan. We should do something about him.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's another member to our party that's separated currently. I mean, he's very secure right now. Like,
right.
Oh yeah, but I don't want to deal with other people that are upstairs after we finish up here.
I mean, there's 8 more people alive on this.
Are you trying to say that Evan can't cover the rear?
There's also a means of egress.
I don't think Evan can kill 3 people as fast as I can.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got to say that.
I mean, he can probably cover the rear, just not his rear. Apparently.
Apparently.
Dan, you were it's crazy. You look like you froze. You were being so still when you were thinking. I was about to say, oh, Dan broke. Nice.
All right. So you go back up do you go back up the stairs or you take the elevator up?
I think me and Lily were just gonna take the elevator.
Let's take the elevator all the way up.
Why not?
So the elevator, as it tries to shut, the sorceress's arm is kind of like laying.
Oh no! I said I pulled her out. I did say
pulled her out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did say that.
All right. So you pulled her out of the elevator. The elevator shuts. It goes up to the first floor. It seems to be the only place that the elevator goes.
Yeah. Well.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. It goes up 2 floors. And so you take it up to the top floor, and the door opens.
I'm gonna kind of like stand to the side, so that way when they come to investigate it, I can take one of them by surprise.
The door opens. It's facing out into the ocean, into the North Sea, and you can see a little hand railing right there.
Oh, okay.
And past the hand railing, you can see a cable that just kind of goes down below.
We
look down the cable.
we don't see any tangos or anything, right?
You do not see anything from where you're at. So you look to your right, you look to your left. To the left, you see like a square like box that kind of looks like maybe a room or something like that. You see the SAM launcher. To your right, you see the back of the control room, and you can also see the helicopter. You can see that the crane's arm has moved from where it previously was to around towards where you are, and the cable is directly down below.
Oh, all right. Well, let's take a look here for a second.
Yeah, what's at the end of this cable?
Well, what could it be?
What could it be?
You look over and you can see Evan down there. He's kind of staring at like he's kind of got he's got like a cell phone in one hand, as it looks like he's on like Facebook Messenger.
I'm on Twitter. Yeah,
he's on Twitter, and he's just kind of sitting on the wrecking ball. He looks a lot like this.
Yeah. Look at that. So no, as all this was going on, I'm guessing I would hear the usual Lily killing people sounds in the
No, you don't see that. You don't hear that because yeah, you do because you hear it over the
over the comm. So I would, as they talked about coming up, I would have been kind of looking back toward the sort of guard shack, right? And because there were people talking, there was some suspicion that maybe somebody might be leaving, right? So I would try to give them as much intel as I can based on what I knew. Can I see anything from down here?
You really can't because you lowered yourself down, so you know, like took away all your ability. All you see is like you can see the level of the platform that they were in, and you can see the side of it.
So if I can see that, so I mean, I'm a fit guy, right? And is it possible to just kind of climb I'm guessing, right? Climb the cable, sort of.
It'd be very difficult. So it's wet, it's slick, it's got
Metal.
salt water and salt buildup on the cable, oxidization, on the steel cable itself.
Okay, so I would have exhausted all options, and then literally, I think you're right. I think I would be on Twitter. I updated my Facebook profile with a new picture.
Well, I mean, it may have occurred to you at some point. You have the remote for the crane in your hand.
But I don't think I wanted to use it.
No, you didn't want to use it
Right?
because you
It's
thought it
gonna
would make too much
shitload of
noise.
Yeah.
Where are those guys at?
But as they're coming up, when you're in place, let me know. I think I could distract them. They're not going to.
All right. Yeah. Can we see the guys, Byron? Because
You can. From where you are, you cannot see them.
All right.
I'll head up.
So
let's try to skirt around a little bit.
yeah, the back of the building faces where you are, and there's no windows in it. The front of the building faces away from you and faces the helicopter. On a helicopter.
Okay. I'm just gonna slowly. Is there a door on the building?
There is a door. You're not sure where it is, though, because you haven't been to that part of the thing to actually see it.
I'm gonna stealth up there and find the door.
You would assume the door must be on the side of the helipad.
So I would. Is there a way for me to? Is there anything for me to hang on to get off the ball, even if it doesn't put me up in a good spot, like the infrastructure or anything, and keep this remote? I'm wondering if
so you can do that. So you'd have to basically put yourself up, and then you would have to move the boom arm of the crane.
I kind of want to move the boom arm of the crane into the guard house, with the wrecking balls. Like when it comes
You could do that. So what you'd have to do is you're going to have to raise the boom. You're going to have to raise the boom at an angle like this so that it brings the wrecking ball closer to the boom arm.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to swing it back this way. And
let's not do that. By chance of you hitting the helicopter.
Yeah, you're right.
No, please fucking do that.
By chance of our escape, don't fucking do that.
I will wait till they're in place.
Behavior.
I think
as much
moving
as
the crane
Tyler
would be
wants
enough.
that to happen, Lily does not.
I think moving the crane would be enough to get their attention. So I'll wait until I get the word, and then I'm going to move the crane just kind of slowly and awkwardly, just enough to get their attention. Like, what the fuck? Why is that moving? That shouldn't be moving, kind of thing. When Lily's
It's not
ready to
our
move.
helicopter. What do we care?
Yeah, right. So
Away from the helicopter.
So you move the crane around and stuff like that. You don't see any activity coming from the guard shack.
They're probably not paying any attention.
So you guys
you see the ball. You see the ball go up, kind of go down. The crane kind of moves.
You guys actually say on the radio that you don't see the guards in the guard room?
We haven't looked in there, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, that you don't see the guards anywhere. But are you guys saying anything on the radio at all, or are you just quiet?
I think we're being quiet for now.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Very radio silence.
The most radio communication you probably get from Lily is the screams of other people.
Screams.
So I'm gonna sneak up and try to find a door.
All right, yeah. So you can sneak around. Give me a stealth roll or
Infiltration.
whatever. Infiltration.
Ditto. I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah. Same.
I'm gonna spend 2.
Okay.
There it is. I am also spending 2. I got a 7.
I got a 5.
All right, you guys clearly get around the edge of the building, and you can see the door, which is now on your left, or like right around the corner, like kind of here on the building. And then the helicopter sits directly in front of them. There's like a window there that you can see. You didn't see in the window. You didn't go far enough out to see what was going on, but you know where the window is, and you know that.
I'm saying Lily. We just do 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, just go right in and fucking anybody who is in the presence of this door up. Yep, that's the plan. Sounds good.
You're allowed 3, 2, 1 on the radio. Oh.
Is it 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh no, we fuck it up and we just shoot Evan. It's like,
Again.
Here's a 2 plus 7.
Not again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so you guys, whip around the corner. Who's up front, Dan?
Me.
Or I'm sorry.
It's going to be lit.
Lily?
It's
All right.
first one.
So you get around there, and the door is right there. The door doesn't have any windows or anything in it.
Nope.
You kind of glance over for a brief second, and you can see there are two guys in there, and they're talking back and forth or whatever. It's really solid, like building. You know what I mean?
How close are they to each other?
They're probably within like 3 feet of each other.
Oh, okay.
Probably even closer than that. Probably 2 feet of each other. The one guy has a clipboard in his hand, and they're just kind of bullshitting.
Yeah, this is pre-COVID.
Yeah, they're not socially distant.
They're not 6 feet away from each other.
Nice.
God damn it! How could they?
Nice.
Ooh,
Uh,
that is a cool idea.
you could climb up to the roof, Tara. I see your message there. You could climb up to the roof, but you're inside the building.
So you probably have to come up the elevator.
You'd have to come up the elevator or the stairs and then go outside. And
Okay. I'm just gonna open the door and cut both of them down before we know what's happening.
Okay, it's very close quarters, which is not a problem for you because you're used to close quarters. However, there's not a lot of room to swing a katana in this space because it really only holds like the two guys, a little like desk.
Okay.
And that's really it. So it's going to cause you a little bit of, it's going to give them some cover basically because of the close quarters.
Well, luckily I'm right behind her, so that should help.
fine.
Maybe.
Right. And so, what is your goal, Tesla? Are you coming in hand to hand, or you got your?
I'm coming in with my my suppressed pistol, and I'm just gonna try to plug whoever Lily doesn't kill when she runs up in there.
Okay.
If Lily kills both of them, then I shoot nobody. But if Lily for whatever reason misses one, then I'm there to back her up.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna grab the first guy and use him as a moog shield and stab the other guy through the throat.
Okay.
So I don't really have to swing my katana.
Got it. So you're trying to use that as a basically just grab that guy and
Grab him and stab.
All right. I mean that's a weapons roll, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Well, it'd be a hand to hand and a weapons roll. It'd be a hand to hand first.
I'll spend 3 each. I got plenty of points.
Ooh, dropping
that-
points.
That'll be a 7 for the hand to hand,
Making it rain.
and that'll be
Blood.
a 9 for the katana.
Yeah, so you just reach around and you grab the guy from behind. His clipboard just kind of clatters on the ground as you stab the other dude. He's just like looking at you, and he's got what looks like a fucking Starbucks cup in his hand.
It'll be 7 to fill his Starbucks cup with blood.
Yeah, and you're just he's just like his arm drops. He just drops on top of the monitors and stuff that's there, and doesn't really move very much as you pull that out of him. And the other guy is kind of squirming or making an attempt at squirming.
No more red velvet cake smoothies for me. That's
To absolutely no avail. Somehow you got this guy in like a one-handed dart stroke. And
So I just come around the corner and I'm just like, oh, good work. Do you need help with that guy?
Any questions?
so you're like looking at this guy because Lily's got his arm, he's got him tilted like this. And you're like looking at the guy face to face, but you're talking to Lily. You're like, do you need help with this guy?
Because I know what she's gonna do. She's just gonna break his neck in about 3, 2, 1. So I'm like, do you want me to help or?
Does anyone have a question for one of these guards?
Well, I have a question for Byron. What is the look in the eye of this guy?
He's just like shocked. Yeah, it's a many ideas. He doesn't know to be more scared of Tesla's cool demeanor or more scared of the fact that this woman who just stabbed somebody in the throat is like literally right there.
Calmly having a conversation. Over
Yeah,
the
calmly
mic.
having a conversation with a guy. Wow.
I'm like, all right, buddy, just calm down, and you might survive this.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds
No,
like
I'm just kidding. I don't do the laugh.
That's a reassurance, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Reassurance. You have spent a point
So
on
does
that.
anyone have any questions for this guy, or?
Well, I don't know if we
He's
know
like,
exactly.
he's like, hey, there's no need for all that.
Just a position check. Johnny's downstairs. He's going to conceal himself with his gun and make sure no one comes up from below.
He's like, this job doesn't even pay that well.
I know that someone's on the
I'll
wrecking
take his gun and I'll let him go.
The doctor's walking. The only two people who know what's going on are you guys who are there.
Well, I asked you guys a question.
Okay, so what do you
Over
say
the
on the
comms.
microphone?
I asked if you want to ask this dude any questions. There's another dude alive. Do you want?
Is
the
he
question?
just a mook shield kind of guy, or does he have like a high level pass?
We don't know. We might as well ask him.
What are you? It's like, what's your job here? You crane operator, helicopter?
I'm just the transportation coordinator.
Ah,
That's really what I do.
Sorry.
Here. No. So I gotta
Do you know what
might
they
know about
do
the
down
law.
deeper in the base?
You might know about the logs, about what's coming in and out. Ask him about shipments recently.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, I'll let him answer that first question first. Like, does he know what's going on here?
I mean, stuff comes in. I just kind of make sure it gets on the deck, and they take it down below, and whatever the case may be.
Did you have a very interesting shipment come in recently?
I mean, there was a very big, heavy movement helicopter that came in with a
What
bunch
happened?
of boxes. It flew off because it couldn't land here.
Wait,
okay.
it couldn't land here?
No, there's only the one helipad, and it's too big. Like that helicopter is much too large for this.
Oh, but it dropped off its cargo, correct? Or no?
Yeah, several boxes of cargo.
Several boxes. Okay.
There was stuff in it, and there was stuff that it was hauling
Okay, gotcha.
Where did it go?
Boxes?
down below.
I meant the helicopter.
It flew away. I'm not responsible for where it goes.
Where were the shipments from?
I don't know. It kind of came in by air and it went out by air. Like I don't really have a detail of where stuff was. There were some boxes that were left on the helicopter, and they were taken to another site. There would probably be documentation of that below, but I don't have that here.
Do they use the island?
I can attempt to pull that information up on the computer.
Sure.
All right, do
I'll
it.
take his gun. I'll like slide the body off and I'll let him go. If you try anything, I'll just
Why don't you
You
just
know
get?
Oh, I mean, like we're in the middle of the North Sea. Like, what am I really going to try? Not like I don't have a boat.
Hey, Mom. I'm gonna
I
have
mean,
to call you back.
honestly, let me tell you right now, I can't fly a helicopter. So there's
Yeah, Evan's not
no
here.
danger of me. Like,
Evan should be making his way up right now.
I would
Yeah.
be, Mom. I'm gonna have to call you back. All right? Yeah, no, I've got to go back to work. I swear,
you guys are sitting there. You guys are sitting there, and you hear.
So you said there were 3 guys up here. Where's
There
the
were
other one?
there. Yeah.
There seems to only be 2 here.
Done.
Where's the other dude? I'm asking the guy.
I'm not sure. He left here. I couldn't tell you.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Like, I've been in here.
Did he say where he was going? Is he higher level personnel than you?
He's a communications officer, so I'm not really sure where.
All right.
I mean, the comms tower is in the right corner over here, like on the other side. He points like through the back wall of the office.
Take us
He's
there.
like, it's over by the missiles. He said, or I mean, if he's on this level, I would have to say he's there, or he could be. He points to the side wall of the thing, and he's like, "There's a weather station over there." They keep track of the weather because when the weather comes in, we have to secure.
Tesla, can it get you in with the missiles? If you were to place the explosive on the missiles, that might enhance the explosion.
That is a great idea. I'm like, who's in charge of being able to operate those SAM devices? So the SAM missiles.
That would be Connor.
The dead.
Connor, I point down at the body.
No, not that guy.
Oh.
Connor. He's well, it's What day is it? It's you have to forgive me. It's a little hard to concentrate when like I have a dead person at my feet and you guys have guns and swords out. You know,
I can respect that.
a little hard to concentrate right now. He's like, so I'm not sure. Is like, do you want me to pull up the information on the computer? Or do you want me to like?
I'm just gonna be like, hold up on the computer for a second. I'm gonna be on the comms. I'm like, Agent ET.
Like, I'm really trying to figure out. I'm not gonna lie. He's like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really kind of thinking about like, you know, like, I want to tell you everything, but I don't really foresee how it's gonna end well for me here.
You know what?
He's like, so you know, like return on investment type deal here.
There is somebody else alive.
Lily did not spend a lot of points of reassurance. I can tell.
So far, yeah, maybe.
All right.
Yeah. Lily has no.
I have no reassurance.
And neither does Tesla. Yeah, neither one of them are making this guy feel very happy.
We just kind of look at him, and I'm like, I look at Lily. I'm sure we can work out something, right?
Of course.
I have a point in reassurance.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you're downstairs.
Whenever you come up,
Evan's like,
yeah. So I'll arrive as soon as I can. I'm waiting. You tell me, but I have
you can get upstairs.
I want to make sure that Evan's here so that when this guy starts to mess around with the computer,
exactly.
Yeah, I called my
Evan can be
mom.
right over his shoulder.
Yeah. So you're looking out the window, and all you see is this wrecking ball come up, and this guy Evan on over here.
Yeah, it's just hanging out with my mom. No, they got it all taken care of. No, I told you I can't tell you where I am. All right, bye, love you. Hi. I make my way.
You just
in.
see Lily standing there looking annoyed. You're still on the wrecking ball.
I am more afraid of her than I am you. And I walk right past.
Once he
Lily.
gets up there, once you see him, then you see he's like looking at the thing, and he's like kind of turning it different directions. He pushes the button, and it goes.
It like drops him off.
And slowly moves over, and he realizes he's a little too low to step over the rail. And he's like,
It's actually speeded up time lapse that Byron's doing right now. Like, you watch him in real time, he doesn't look like he's moving.
yeah, it doesn't really look like it.
Yeah, I would get off safely and make my way in, and I would sort of just kind of hearing the dialogue over the comms. I would try to come in as a calm. I mean, obviously, I am in that calm. There's no danger left, so.
This guy's like seriously confused now because he can witness you doing this, and he's just like,
Hello, mate. I was just having a swim. I walk past it. Why don't we go sit down on the computer? Come.
I'll let him go.
Yeah, so I was just gonna like, get into the files here.
Of course you are. What you're gonna do
Make
is
sure
you're
he
gonna
doesn't
give me
do
a
anything stupid.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna give me
like,
credentials.
Lily, do you mind staying here? I'm gonna go check out the chopper since I have time.
You should probably check the other building for the other guy who's around up here somewhere.
And yeah,
That's a fair point.
Byron, let me know if I hear anything from the lower decks where I am.
But I'll stay here to help Evan.
So first off, let me address Dan real quick. So yeah, you don't really hear anything from the lower decks. What you can tell is that the walls of this place are made in such a way that it's very soundproof and not a lot of conversation passes between the rooms and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
You figure that out relatively quickly as you're talking to like Terry down here, and you hear the other people talking and stuff like that. You realize it's almost like an interrogation room. Like the way the walls are set up in this place is very, very solid. And so it keeps any kind of communication between, so nobody can eavesdrop between rooms or anything like that.
Okay.
So definitely made like some sort of major intelligence safe house where even like if you compartmentalized and there were guards in one room and you were in another room and you were talking about something, it wouldn't carry over.
If I have if the doctor's staying with me, maybe we'll room and just let us know if we find anything interesting.
Well, the room that you're in is basically just a hallway that ends in the ends of the elevator. So there is a doorway to your right, which is directly across from the elevator door, but it's just a small like entry door. And that's the only doorway that's down here in this particular room.
I look at the doctor. Do we want to explore?
Of course we do.
All right. So when you have time, I guess we'll listen and then we'll go through that door and check it out.
Okay. You listen at the door, you don't hear anything, and when you open the door, you realize it looks like some sort of auxiliary generator room. But there is a doorway that leads out of that room.
Auxiliary what room?
Auxiliary generator.
Oh, generator room. Okay.
Like it's got a generator and stuff in it, but it's not turned on at the moment, which was what leads you to believe it's auxiliary.
Is there a panel with a diagram of a schematic for what?
Not so much because it's an auxiliary generator, so this is one they just kind of turn on. If it was the main generator of the station, you would believe it would have something like that. Here, it just adds power, probably to just needy systems.
Like when you need to file the SAM. Yeah. Okay.
Is there
like you need to fire a SAM or something like that, right?
Is there a clear lever that disengages it from its, let's say, its fuse box or its connection to the rest of the station?
I mean, do you have any kind of electronics or anything like that?
I have one electronic surveillance. What other things?
I'm gonna call this more mechanics
Yeah.
than anything else.
So it's a me problem.
Something
is.
like that.
It's funny because Tesla is trying to reassure, and
Yeah.
John is trying to mechanic.
Right. So you're a little unsure of exactly the details, but you're pretty sure that Tesla could figure it out
I say, Doctor, this looks technical.
a few moments.
Do you know how we could possibly disengage this auxiliary power system?
Yeah, and right before Johnny had mentioned that about looking around the room, Tara, you had said something, and I just want to make sure I step back to that real quick.
Okay.
I didn't catch what it was, but I heard you talk.
I don't know what I said.
Okay, cool. Well, at least I gave you the opportunity, if not.
Thank you.
And
Yes,
right now, I think I will take a snapshot of the panel and send it to Tesla.
And Johnny has 3 mechanics.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are having this conversation with a guy upstairs. And Evan, you were talking to the guy about his showing something on computer. He said he was going to access the data files in the computer, and Tesla, your phone is like, you probably have some crazy, what's your ringtone?
Flight of the Valkyries, of course.
Yeah, so Flight of the Valkyries starts playing on your ringtone. You failed to make that silent because you're not really skilled in infiltration.
I take a look at it. Is it a control panel?
It's Terry. It's a picture of like a control panel.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna say over the mic, and I'm gonna be like, although Johnny did say he has mechanics, but I could help walk him through it. Oh, yeah, you have 3. So
yeah, if he's got 3 mechanics, he's gonna be able to figure it out.
Okay, so
I'm going to get a consultation here.
Yeah, I toss out a bit of advice if you want me to, if that's gonna make any difference here.
I'm not really sure that it will. 3 mechanics is pretty strong. So I really don't know that it's going to add anything different. You definitely would think that if you killed the auxiliary power, it would prevent anything else from going on. You do see, as you're looking at the auxiliary power switch, it looks like, I would call it a dead man switch. You could see it's wired so that even if auxiliary power is canceled, something is still powered. You don't know what it is, but you know that it still has power to something, even if.
Doctor, could you take a photograph of this and send that to Tesla? This is beyond my pay grade.
Whatever it is that you're doing, don't turn the power off because we're about to get in the computer. That's going to be.
Oh, turn the power off? Okay.
No.
And I'll say that to Tesla that, hey, it looks like this is something that's been deadband switched, so it always feeds power. Like someone hot rigged it to make sure that something, no matter what, doesn't lose power.
All right. If I take a look at the picture, am I able to glean any more information off of it?
You're not really sure what it would run to. Let's see here with a.
What if it's some sort of cage?
Did you already spend your tradecraft?
Me? No.
Yeah. Do you still have your point of tradecraft?
Yeah,
So
I do.
with your trade craft, you could make a 1-point trade craft spend.
I'll spend it.
And unfortunately, it's going to require another person that's there to make a trade craft spend too.
I've got tons of tradecraft. I can.
All right. So Johnny and Tesla both make a 1-point trade craft spend.
Okay.
And you come to a conclusion that this place is probably wired.
Oh,
To
fuck.
explode?
Boom.
Safeguard.
Like when I say kill switch, I mean kill switch. Like it's probably rigged to take out whatever is here as a necessary thing to eradicate a safe house or whatever the case may be.
So
I'm
something
just like
valuable is here.
I'm just like Johnny. This place is already rigged to go up, so
Something dangerous
Yes.
here.
I think we have a word
Yeah,
for that,
me.
or phrase. I think the phrase is not good.
it means that whatever data or whatever they have down there is so important to protect that they're willing to destroy all of it and whatever personnel that are still here in order to protect it.
Think
So
also, Tesla, about where we are and why they've put this thing here, because it can't get out, right? So maybe if shit goes down in the handbasket, they blow the whole thing.
Evan,
True.
how's your mom?
So I'm
Did you hear
listening
that?
to you
Did you?
guys. I'm going to step away for a brief second and use the restroom. But
Yeah.
I can still hear you.
oh, gotcha.
Please
Yep.
silence your mic.
Maybe you could. maybe it's a good idea. If there's something here worth protecting, maybe you could hack the system and download the data in bulk. You have a mobile device.
I do, of course.
Well, I know Evan's
Of course.
working on the upstairs system. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the chopper is ready to go.
You guys,
Then we can reconnoiter with you guys down there, and we can find out what they're hiding. Shouldn't be more than what, Evan? How long would it take you to hack something? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
No, this is we'll see when Potty Man comes back, but I don't
Patty
know.
Mouth?
If this guy's using it, probably not very long.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to work on the helicopter.
Also, watch out. There is still somebody. Don't know where he is. Walking around here.
I mean, do you want to just handle it, Lily?
Well, I don't want to leave Evan by himself.
I'm like, Evan,
I'm
you
fine.
are actually a spy, correct?
Well, according to my mum, I'm a delivery man, so leave me alone. But yeah, I am actually a spy. Do you think I can't protect myself? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he can. I mean, he can protect himself from one unarmed guy.
Yes,
It's
but
more,
I think-
it's more a question of whether he will protect himself.
yeah. I say, Lily, don't leave the mook shield behind. But when you're ready, you might want to come back down, because if there's anything going to happen in terms of bloodshed, I think it's going to be in this direction.
Just don't.
So, Evan, should we keep him alive or not? Can you do everything he can do?
Evan.
Yes. Sorry, I was responding to my mum. What was your question? What was your question? I'm so sorry.
You can do everything this meat man can do.
Yeah, as long as I have credentials. I'm not really concerned about it. You can go. I can handle myself. Honestly.
I mean, your mom's still in the shrubbery.
All right. So you think it will probably take maybe about 5 minutes to get the chopper ready?
The
All right,
chopper.
cool. I'm gonna do that.
From looking at that.
Okay.
There's still definitely a dude out there somewhere. You're not really sure where he is. Probably on the top level since he didn't confess you.
So Byron, a few things. As I want to get this guy's credentials. So I want to have him give me his credentials so that I can verify they're right. And then I'm going to shoot him in the face if he moves or tries to go away. Right?
Okay.
If he does
Got it.
anything. So
Well, I don't think you'd have any problems like using a computer one-handed while you're putting.
no,
it
well,
in.
because you know, Dr. Mitchell says I shouldn't do that as often as I do, but I do. So
I'll just leave Evan by himself.
I want to lock down the security system so all the doors are locked. Right? So
Got
that
it.
nobody's moving around the base when the shit hits the fan. And then I would like to understand if there's data that I can get to from here. Johnny has asked me to get it to an external device, so I'll try to do that.
Okay.
But, you know, shipment data, any kind of sort of logistical. Really, if there's a database server here, I want all the data. We can sort out what it is later. Right?
All right. So it's going to take a. Let me see. So electronic intrusion is not a it's not an automatic skill, so you're gonna have to make a roll for that one.
And remember, Evan's doing it one-handed as a flex while holding his gun.
Yeah,
You know, he's a super hacker though, so
Yep.
I don't even think that I can legitly add a penalty for one-handed.
I'm gonna
Like,
spend.
I wasn't suggesting it.
I've got 12. I'll spend 4.
He's got-
And
No.
I roll.
Well, what about the fact that Evan
a
still
6.
uses a 3.5-inch floppy disks?
I prefer not to call them floppy disks. I like to call them firm.
They were solid at one point in time, man. Don't ever
6.
underestimate.
I rolled a 6 plus my spend of 4, so 10 for that digital intrusion.
Okay.
Ow.
And those are
So yeah, one-handed, he gives you some information.
Digital
and,
intrusion is the word.
you can see pretty clearly that this is not really hooked up to the type of computer that would give you a lot of information. Like this will give you the information for like the flight center, what they're doing right here, but it's not something that.
So I
really
would turn to
give you
him
a lot.
with a knowing look, right? Like that teacher that just caught you cheating on a test. So you told my friends that you were going to retrieve some information from this system which is not hooked up to the main network. And I pressed the barrel of my pistol into his throat. That was not true, was it?
Not entirely.
Well then, why don't you tell me where we're gonna go? Or I'm gonna butt fuck your corpse after I kill you.
I stand there like a proud mother.
You're gone. You're gone. You left. You left. You don't get to see it.
You can hear him on the sheet. He can hear him.
You hear him over the thing. Red Lily stops and sheds
You
a
just
tear.
see me stop and look back through the window and smile at you. Like,
No, because he can't. You walked away. You walked away from eye contact.
Damn.
Yeah, Evan's going into withdrawal. It happened.
And he says, "Well, I'm sure in your business you understand the situation. I'm not being entirely truthful."
I understand a lot of things. And his accent's changed, hasn't it? Or has it not?
It has.
He's fucking British now.
So,
And he says, "I believe what you're looking for is in the drawer there."
I watch him.
No,
very
don't
closely.
fall for Evan.
Tell me about the drawer. Is it just a regular desk drawer? Or does it have wires attached to it and some weird shit? That's like,
Well, you're trying to look really quickly. You're trying to like get a look. So I'm gonna call that a tradecraft. Although you
we refresh, and I haven't spent one, but I have one left.
yeah, you have one. So you glance with a tradecraft spend.
Yeah, this is my moment. I'm not gonna fuck this up. I've already fucked it up. Right.
And you glance down and you can see the drawer, but next to the drawer, you could just barely make out some sort of like under counter button that's right there.
Does it have a light on it? Is it flashing or anything indicating?
It's really hard to tell with a glance, but you're thinking that it's some sort of like security alert or something like that.
We may have company coming. Fuckface. I sat down at the computer and I told him to give me his credentials, so he probably hasn't touched
Well, there's
it.
no sitting because there's no chair. It's literally
Well,
just like
so was it? Could he have touched
it's
it
a
in that
standing
time?
platform.
Could he have touched it in that time or no?
He could not have touched it in that amount of time. However, you think really clearly that had he been in the position of standing at the computer,
Yep.
he could have easily reached it.
So that was smart of you to not reveal this. I'm saying this in the comms. The secret security button under the counter here, but did you touch it? You saw what short work she made of your friends. It's really not a problem. Just let us know if you touched it.
coming.
She'll change out her weapons and file her nails or something.
I'm just sitting there rolling my eyes as I'm like trying to splice some wires
Mate.
together. I'm like, God.
I got this job because I survived a situation like this. And I'm going to use reassurance. Play ball, you get out of here. If you don't, I'll lube it up. You know what I mean?
Oh my.
He's like, "You don't really strike me, mate, as the person that makes the decisions around here."
I'm going to knee him in his junk.
Oh,
I just because I'm close
right.
enough, and he's probably worried about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to just knee him in the junk.
All right, give me an athletics roll. Or hand to hand, I guess. Either one.
How about
Micro-
knee to groin? Is that a roll?
Yeah, knee to groin. Yeah, it's athletics.
I have
guess.
no points left because of my wrecking ball exploits. Please, God.
Oh, man. Who would have thought?
Please tell me that succeeds.
Yeah, you're like,
That's all I
you
got.
give him like a knee like Anderson Silva. You're just like, boom, right to the fucking knee. And he was like, oh, it's like, was that really necessary?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a decision that I just made. You know? So seriously, let's get down to brass tacks here.
It's
We've all
like,
got
it's
much
like
time.
valid, mate, valid.
Who the fuck are you? If you don't want to tell me how to get into the computer, that's all right, because I can do that on my own. But who the fuck are you?
He's like, I ceased having a name a long time ago.
You work on the Stone Frigate, then?
They saw that.
What'd you say?
It's like after 3 tours in the Middle East, it was like, it didn't really matter, mate. It's like the shit I've seen.
Why don't you tell me
It's
about
far
what you've
beyond.
seen? What the fuck are they dropping off here? You know more than you say. What was in the box?
Well, stuff that ends wars, buddy.
Stuff that ends
Not-
wars.
Stuff that ends wars. Not that stuff you see on the United Nations.
You've got, based on my comms, you've got about 1:30 to tell me what the fuck's going on, or you're going to get cut from your crotch to your chin. And I just stare him down. I'm because I've seen it happen. You know, I just heard it. In fact,
Yeah.
there was some splashing and guts falling out.
Some splashing. All there was is splashing.
I say over the comms, did you tell him that Lily can extend his suffering for like days if he has to?
Oh wait! Oh wait! Oh yes! Look! Hey, I forgot to mention the bitch with the moon on her cheek. She's dead. Does that help? She's actually dead, not undead. She's dead.
I'll believe you have the hierarchy wrong, mate. It's like there are those who tell her what to do. She doesn't lead this mess.
I'll go back to the body, Byron. I'll take a photograph of her dead body, send that to Evan on the phone.
I feel like she's an uncooked
This is
pie
my
crust
mom.
at
I
this
was
point.
thinking, I'd bring it up. There may be those that she reports to, and we'll find them soon enough. I would ask, do you want to go before or after them? Because when we found them and you're no longer useful.
Well, I would prefer not to go at all, but I really don't think that that's an option. I've made my peace with death a long time ago. He's like, you should probably make yours, especially after this incursion. He's like, I'm afraid the people you're messing with don't take prisoners.
Johnny, you hearing this?
And after this, I won't either.
Johnny, he says, I think his time is over, Evan. By the way, my heart is burst with pride over this whole exchange, I'd just like to say.
And I literally think, right, there's this moment, I'm just thinking cinematically, where I say, right, Johnny. And I turn to walk away from him, and Lily passes me on the way in. And I just shut the door and hear the whatever.
All right. Lily, what's your athletics?
8.
Yeah. So, literally,
Oh no.
Evan walks past him. You walk in. He lunges for the desk.
I'm just going to cut his hand off.
But unfortunately, the blade comes down, slicing through the middle of his bones in his arm. His hand is just like, ah! He turns.
Literally.
He turns and he says, for the queen.
Nice. Right on.
Oh, it's not over. I'm just going to kick him to the ground.
Oh, damn, you're not killing him.
Over his own just begun.
It's like I just say over the mic. It's like warn them that she would stretch this one out.
I'm just going to vigorously beat him.
Johnny quickly looks at the flame control in his headset to turn Lily down. It's like, okay, I just don't need
So one question, Byron. You mentioned there were flight control. Would I know, are there any kind of clamps to hold the helicopter in place in this situation with weather? Is there anything like that that's part that I can control, or is that all done outside of the system? I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, no, that's done from in here.
Okay.
You would assume that you do have some shit. What the hell is it called? Anyway, some ability.
I got mechanics. I've got
vehicles.
digital intrusion.
Vehicles is what I was looking at. So yeah, that would be common knowledge.
Okay.
I'm done taking prisoners after this, so I just vigorously hammer my hand into his fucking head.
Yeah, I want to
you're just
disable the
punching the shit out
helicopter.
of him.
I want to disable the
Literally
helicopter in a safe
him.
way.
You just gonna beat him to death then?
Yes.
Yes.
A very angry Lily just beats him to death. This is probably the most emotion you've seen.
He's kind of bleeding out a little bit because you chopped his arm off.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's okay.
Very cinematic. His arm's just kind of. He's holding it as you're just beating.
This is totally a Korean movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Tarantino. As his arms just squirt.
Ichi the Killer. Very Ichi the Killer.
And then for fun, I'll take one of the stakes and basically just kick it into his skull.
Okay. Yeah, you just stab him in the eye, and he's done.
I say, Lily, there is a kill going on. If you could come downstairs, please, that would be great.
Tesla's in the
There's
helicopter.
still somebody
isn't he?
up here.
Yeah, Tesla's in the helicopter.
Okay. Yeah.
So Brent, you were talking about like putting wires and stuff together. You don't even have to, dude. This thing is like push button start.
Oh, I don't need to I don't know.
No, Kevin.
Did I have time to search one of those buildings while Evan was
Maybe
Sweet.
he
working with
likes
this guy?
it.
Or...
No, you turned around before you got there.
I'm
You
getting rid
were
of
you
this.
were about to be there to like the weather station, because it's across the platform on the other side.
I'm just gonna go clear the weather station real quick.
Okay. You whip open the door of the weather station, and there's a guy on there on the computer, and he's just like typing away.
I just stab him.
Yeah, and he drops on his keyboard and bleeds. That's pretty much all that happens there.
And I apologize if I asked this earlier. Is it possible that Johnny could dismantle the kill switch with his mechanics?
At this point, leave it. We'll use it before we leave.
You could do that, but it looks like it would take a lot.
Well,
Like it would take time.
Okay, gotcha. What I'm afraid of, Lily, is that someone else has their finger on a button. And I'd like Tesla's finger on that button.
That is a fair assessment. Is that like if it can be activated from a lower area, then it would be disadvantageous for us.
Or a remote source.
Yes.
That's why I wanted to kill the guy up here.
Good point.
It could be like a remote source, like not on the platform.
Right.
Oh shit.
You'd have to have some really good fucking Wi-Fi.
I think these guys can afford it.
What vampire technology will get for you? Undead Wi-Fi. That's right.
Undead Wi-Fi.
That's right. All right. So if we're ready to, are we ready to regroup? I
think so.
So, is there an opportunity to access the computer from the weather station? Because we're still after some data, right? Or do I have to go in the bowels of this fucking shit?
This system down here would show you like all the comings and goings of like the transport, like who's coming to the platform, who leaves, like when they go and when they come.
So I'll download all the data here, and I'll just put it in a spot where I know where it came from. And the weather station is just pure weather. Can I do a quick check?
Yeah, it's pretty much just weather. They keep track of it, so they know when to shut that stuff down and stuff like that. You know, as you can imagine, the platform being in the North Sea, you need to be up on the weather.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. The comm station then. They said there was a communication station up here as well. Yeah.
There is a communications. It looks like mostly just a regular communication system that can talk to the mainland and stuff like that. It doesn't have any delineations to who they're talking to from it, but you can see that they are definitely talking to through some sort of satellite phone type technology.
Okay.
So,
Johnny, there's nothing here. Whatever data we're going to find is going to be you know.
Gonna be deeper.
On my way back down, I'm gonna stop by the pool room and kill that guy I choked out.
Oh man,
This is gonna stop there and kill him.
Man, Lily.
He's probably
Jeez.
just waking up. He's like, "Oh man, I got choked out. What happened?" She's back. Ugh.
I'm gonna ask, like, Byron, do you know what a number station is?
4, 5. I do, sir. I do.
I'm like, this is like the perfect setup for a number station. Not saying it's here, but if I ever saw a number station and wanted to like imagine what it looked like, it would look like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is a number station?
Yeah.
You want to do the honors, Byron, or you want me to?
So a number station. There's actually a movie with Nicolas Cage. It's actually not that bad.
That's
And
not
it's
true.
called number station. It's called number station, and basically what it is just a old piece of technology that does. They used it more in the 1950s and 1960s, and maybe even 70s and early 80s, but it just broadcasts numbers. And that's all it does. And they take those numbers and then they run them through codes, and that's how they basically, do a lot of espionage and cryptography and stuff like that.
Damn,
It
that's
used
interesting.
shortwave radio signals. So like, even if you could tap into it, it was just numbers.
I do. Have
So
a-
there's just like beep, 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 beep. It's just an endless string of numbers. It just totally went. And unless you knew which numbers to take care of and which numbers to, ignore. Like, so even if you had the code as to like what numbers represented what, it still wasn't that good because you had to have another thing to decode it. So it was like 3-part decode.
Wow.
So it wasn't just it wasn't just cryptography on one end and the other. It was like cryptography that was decoded and then turned into another cryptography and then decoded. And a lot of times it had so they would like take a page of numbers and stick it in a book in like a library. And then the person would get all the numbers off the numbers station off the radio waves. Then they would go and they would find this book based off of the cryptography and the thing. And in that book, it would decrypt the other stuff that you had to actually be able to then do it backwards and leave it into another.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think it was used, if I'm not wrong, I think it was used more by like the Soviets
Yeah.
in Eastern Bloc countries than it was the Americans.
If you get a chance, go to YouTube and listen to the number station. It's interesting. It's a very eerie sounding broadcast. Like, it's just numbers, like you said. Sometimes there's a few letters in there, but when you listen to it, it's just eerie and it's very specific.
Wow, that's so.
It
that
sounds
is
like,
very interesting.
give me 5 seconds of silence for those watching the stream. It sounds like this. I'll dub it in later. Ooh, that's eerie. Probably.
It is.
Okay.
We solved the mystery, guys. Like, somebody's gonna decode that and be like, "Oh, that just says Campbell
That
soup is
just
good
says-
food."
That
Just
just
a
says
fat-
Nicolas Cage
fat
won an
dicks.
Emmy. That says Nicolas Cage deserves an Emmy for that movie.
Well, everybody knows that Nicolas Cage is one of the greatest actors ever.
Of all time.
I mean, really.
He may have been at some point. But have you seen any of his current works?
I mean,
Have you seen Andy?
I loved him in the Color Out of Space.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did not. You didn't watch. If you look at
No.
no.
I think the best movie that Nicolas Cage ever made was what was
National
it? Like,
Treasure.
no, like oh my god, what is it? Like Lord of War? Lord of War.
I think I killed Jason.
I think you killed Jason with that. Lord of
I've
War
got
is
it.
pretty
We're
good.
gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Lord of War is pretty good.
I do like Lord of War.
Nicolas Cage is one of those guys where like every 17th movie is really good. Like Joe, 2013 film, great movie. Nicolas Cage.
Joe.
Yeah, he shows up like every once in a while. Like he'll just be great again. And then more shit.
If you
All
ever
right.
see,
We're gonna reconvene downstairs.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have to leave you with this though. If you've never seen the Matthew McConaughey movie Killer Joe, you need to see that.
Jesus.
You need to see Matthew McConaughey beat the shit out of somebody and kill them with a
with a can of pumpkin.
A pumpkin. I think it's Campbell's soup, but
No,
anyway.
it's a can of pumpkin. I remember vividly. That's how I imagine Lily just beat this man.
Like,
Exactly.
Just pure frustration.
All right, back on track. Now that we've, that's right, folks. You can tune into Myth Brigade not just for cool role-playing games and great ability, but also good movie reviews right in the middle of an
still in the
Random trivia.
Literally 15 minutes of emptiness.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so
He's not a good actor. I don't give a fuck. I can't say. I just can't. Okay. I'll let
which
it go.
one, Matthew McConaughey?
No,
or-
Matthew McConaughey's fine. He's all right.
Yeah, so
He's
it's
fine.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
All right, let's start.
All right, so you guys reconvene downstairs. Johnny and Terry are still kind of obsessing over the sorceress's body in the hall.
I did great work there. I'm just gonna walk past.
I think I slip in the
Power
guts on
with the-
accident, and that's how I notice it. Just ugh.
I made the comment about the wet floor signs.
Yeah, the door is open to
You
the
did.
hallway. The door is open to the hallway.
Mhm.
Or, I'm sorry, not the hallway, but another room, which shares this electrical contraption, which is an auxiliary generator with some sort of kill switch
Shall we, Johnny?
attached to it.
Pardon?
Are we gonna open this door?
Yeah, let's listen. Although most of the things are treated for sound.
Well, the door that you're there is the door you already opened. That's the door to the.
Okay, so we're already.
Yeah. So you have to go back out to the hallway where the stairwell was.
Right. I do point out the kill switch to Tesla. We don't have to go there, and then we'll go down the stairs if that's what everyone wants.
You don't want me to deactivate the kill switch, right?
Oh, I do, but I'm.
Not
Byron,
while we're on
Yeah.
here.
just,
Okay.
Yeah, it would be heard, Evan. So you're not going to go down the stairs. So the stairs, you already came down them. That's how you got to this level to start with.
Right.
Okay. Is there any obvious exits besides the power room?
Yes, there is a short hallway that leads to off to behind you.
I gesture to Lily, to the short hallway.
All right.
I'll go look at it.
There seems to be some sort of stores and workshops there, and then a guard post with a door that opens behind it, all unattended.
How many beds were there again?
In the barracks,
Yes.
there were like 6.
I've killed at least 6 guards, so.
So there were 6, however, with I won't even require it being a military science role. A lot of times in the military, they do what's called hot racking. So multiple people share the same bed. So like in submarines, like they basically 3 people sleep in the same bed, just on different shifts.
Okay. I'll check the other rooms real quick then.
You check the guard post, you open the door, and it is a blank room, doesn't contain anything, which then opens to another room. And in that room, you're not sure till you open the door.
Okay. And open it again.
All right, you open that door. Room looks like some sort of laundry facility. 'Cause that's important. You got to have a way to clean your
Wow, of
clothes.
course.
And there is a door that opens. It looks like a panel. It has screws in it, but it looks almost like a door, but it's bolted shut.
Interesting. I'll radio that over the comms. There's some sort of panel bolted shut.
Well, you guys are all standing there, so I don't
Yeah,
know
should
what
we assume
you're
we're following
talking
We're
about.
all there.
I look at Tesla. What do you make of? What would they use these bolts for? Why would they bolt this shut?
What would be yours? I mean, I'm gonna guess to keep something very, very strong in. But is that what the sense I get, Byron?
And more like a sense of they just don't want somebody that's willy-nilly accessing it.
Oh, okay.
I say,
Like us.
is any of the wiring in here reminiscent of the kill switch, Tesla?
Not in the laundry room, no.
Okay, I'm not used to seeing a big bolted door like this in a laundry room, so I'm like,
Yeah, it seems off.
It looks like they just
like
repurposed a lot of rooms here.
Oh.
That's true, and maybe have the doors been all all the doors we've seen been this fortified in general?
No.
So okay,
Something
yeah, that is
like
odd for the laundry room. Is there an exit on the other side of the laundry room, or?
There is.
Okay.
Go.
All right, go check it out.
All right. It's a short hallway that leads to your right at this point, and it goes down probably about 20, 30 feet and ends in a doorway.
Was the bolted door in the laundry room on the right-hand side of the laundry room, the left-hand moving?
The right, the interior. You would get the idea based off of the layout with a architecture, which I'm sure somebody has. Yeah, Dan has architecture. So without even making a spend, you would think that the wall to the left of the laundry room is an outside wall. To the right is an interior wall that would probably be relatively close to a pylon.
And I also note for anybody, in case we're just whispering on the thing, the bolted door, we're now turning right and circling around it, so we might be approaching the bolted room from another direction.
Yeah. And you get the idea that maybe like 5 or 10 feet on the other side of that wall is probably right about where you saw that cell drop out of the bottom of the platform.
Okay. I think I've got a picture of it.
Yeah.
I guess Lily's first, I guess Johnny's second, and do we know who's third, fourth, and fifth?
All right.
I'll take
up the rear in this case, just to.
You gonna fight Aaron, or you're gonna fight Eric for it?
Oh, is Evan? You know what? I'll stay. I'll stay before Evan.
So you're ignoring the bolted door and going through the other door. The other door leads a short hallway that goes about 10 or 15 feet, and it ends in a door that has like a locking mechanism on the outside of it.
Did we get a key card from the guy we first killed?
There doesn't seem to be any of that style technology being used.
Is it like
This looks like an old-fashioned lock.
Wow.
Very reminiscent. This one is very reminiscent of a like solitary confinement jail cell.
Can we use like a mechanics to pick a lock or infiltration? Yeah. I have infiltration.
I mean, if you
Like
have infiltration
yeah.
or mechanics, it's not even really a roll. This
Yeah.
isn't that difficult from the outside.
I would.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, nice. Okay, so let it happen.
You get
from
the
front.
idea that this facility is kind of like very, by the time you get here, they've already assumed that you're only here because you're supposed to be, or whatever they were trying to stop would not be stopped by that type of
Right.
thing. That was a feeling you guys had from the very beginning.
All right, crank the door.
We walked into the laundry
Okay.
room, all the doors over here, and then we walked along this side. So basically, is that cell door look like it's 90-degree angle to the bolted door wall from the laundry room?
It looked like it's completely opposite. So
Okay.
yeah. So you walked. So here's the laundry.
It could have been like a
I
viewing
guess-
window that was broken.
Here's the laundry room door. Here's the outside door. You guys going along this way, which looks like you're basically. So it looks like the main hallways run around the outside of the platform, with all the doors being interior.
Evan, are you done yet?
Yeah, it's yeah, right. Of course, got it.
Yeah. So
we
you open
breach
the door.
protocol, right?
The door. Well, I mean, the door is there. You said something about picking the lock. I wasn't sure if you were actually like opening the door.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just ask, does the door look so super heavy that we think we could hold Count Dracula?
I mean, you're not really sure what that would take.
Is it made out of
Yeah, that's
pressed
insane.
garlic?
It's definitely made out of very thick steel. It's a containment cell or a holding cell of some sort.
I say to Evan, once you pick the lock, maybe let Lily go first.
Yeah, I
I
was
would
saying
say
let
it's
me slide
very,
it.
very similar, very
I
similar
can pick the lock.
to like a holding cell at like a black site.
So we'll slide into sort of door breach, right? I'll get the lock and get the door and let the heavies kind of be ready for whatever's there, and I'll shield myself behind them like I do sometimes.
I will pull out my pistol
I'm gonna get my my blow dart thing ready with my rowan wood darts.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a flare ready to go and have my silence pistol in the other hand. So I'm gonna be
just
like,
gonna have my sword out.
yes.
Great. Yeah, you open the door, and there is inside. There's a small walkway that leads around this cell, but you can see the cell that dropped out of the bottom of the platform. In the inside of the cell is like a little switch that looks like it opens to drop the cell out of there, and there's a small desk that doesn't have anything on it. Inside the cell is a man with no shirt, and he's got ripped pants. And you can tell now that you can see him in the light and stuff like that, he looks like he has a beard, and you would say of some sort of Middle Eastern descent.
Does he have a scar on his head?
He does not. He does have several scars and burn marks across his chest, though. But very, very quickly, since you are also skilled in tradecraft, Dr. Mitchell, they look like torture marks.
Ooh.
Make sure nobody else is in this room other than him in the cage.
You can easily tell that he's the only person in this room.
Is he conscious?
He is not.
Have we now?
He was in the cage before, when they dropped it in the water.
You did see him in the cage. It was too difficult to make out what he looked like in the cage.
Maybe the sorceress was operating it and she was coming up from here.
Well, it is interesting. I'm pretty good with languages, and in case if we could wake him up, that might be useful. It doesn't appear that he's with them. I mean, the scarring and the dipping into the ocean.
Yeah, but we don't know why he's here.
Agreed, but he looks like a normal man. Perhaps some first aid. Question him. Well, you're very modest. But
Is he breathing? Can I ascertain that?
He does appear to be breathing. You can tell he's awake. Or you can tell he's alive.
Have we searched this entire level, do we think, at this point, or is there still more to search?
Oh no. You probably don't even think you've searched a third of it.
I wish or gesture to Tesla to close the door. Well, actually, make sure you don't lock us in, I guess. But
Yeah, I'll make sure I'm gonna jam it open.
Okay. You can jam the door open.
Doctor, you think we can question him, or do you think, Lily, we should first ascertain the rest?
Clear the rest of this place.
All right.
How bad of a shape is this guy in? Like, what kind of torture?
He's pretty tore up. He's pretty tore up. He looks like he's been tortured for. I mean, Dr. Mitchell will tell you, it looks like he's been long-term tortured,
Ah, I see.
and probably not very humanely tortured.
And they still have not gotten what they needed out of him, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if it was humane torture, it wouldn't be torture, you know.
Do we want? I mean,
Oh, that's kind of true.
You're onto something, Tesla.
I knew he was a smart one.
Is there a lot of level left, or is it like half the work done? Do we know?
1/3, he said. Not even a third.
You're probably about a third.
All right.
It's
So
tough to make an exact
I'll
determination.
look at the group. Do we want to stop and have the doctor question him, or like Lily said, should we finish the level first?
So the one thing is if there's any inkling of what we're about to face, the guy upstairs mentioned that there's something worse than the sorceress, which, well, that was easy. So I mean, maybe
it might be the thing they're keeping in a steel box.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Check, please.
Check, please.
By steel box, you don't mean this cage, right? You mean a separate steel box.
No, I mean this cage.
Oh,
Yeah, she's talking about the man in the cage.
I'm talking about the man over there.
there's nothing in this room. There are no log books, nothing at all. Just a
No,
table.
this is completely empty.
So we gotta find some large computer because there has to be some way to access everything. So we should do that.
Any cameras in here?
Any cameras at all?
There is a camera in here.
Oh, fuck. I was watching for that as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
It looks like it's facing the cell, though. Like it's an observation camera.
Okay. All right. Let's continue on. It sounds
Okay.
like having a doctor wake this man up and questioning him.
It's not gonna be a great idea for now.
Okay.
Not a great idea or a great idea? Sorry.
I said it wouldn't be a great idea to mess around with him right now.
All right. So shall we head back out and then explore?
Yeah, finish exploring the rest of this place.
All right, you swoop around. The next two rooms that you come across are holding cells that are very similar.
Are there people in them?
But they're
More people.
empty. They're empty.
Okay.
And then the hallway goes to the left. It looks like it just leads around the outside of basically, like I said, around the outside of the platform. And the next thing you come across is a door. It's not a barricaded door or a locked door like this is, but it is a regular door. And it's there.
Last crew.
Opened up.
Yeah, there's no window in or anything, right? Just a cell.
There's no window. Yeah, all these doors are basically steel doors, and they don't not contain windows.
Okay.
You open the door. It looks like some sort of chapel, but not like a chapel you would like recognize. It looks like somebody's using it to pray to some sort of old gods.
Like something pagan or
Yes, absolutely.
The word Haster written on the wall somewhere? Or?
It is not. You do see
King
some
and Yellow.
writing. You do see some writing and stuff though that are on like kind of like parchments or kind of like little banners that are hanging around this room. And you do not know what the language is, but you recognize it as the same language that's written on that picture of the biscuit.
I would scroll along and get video, kind of stabilized.
if I make an occult study spend, would that give me anything extra or not really?
It won't at this point.
Okay.
That's no business.
Or fringe science.
Again, no, not at this point. It would not.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
I'm gonna take some pictures too.
Yep.
Okay, so Doc takes pictures and Eric takes video.
Evan.
Sorry, Evan. I forget sometimes that your name.
Everyone does it.
So going past that and around the corner, there is another room that you come across, and that seems to be like it definitely looks like some sort of interrogation room. It's got like a chair with cuffs and stuff to like strap somebody down. There's like a waterboarding
Any wicked drugs?
station in here. There are some drugs and knives and things of that nature all over the.
I'm gonna skim through the drugs real quick.
I'm gonna take some of the scalpels.
Okay, the drugs you would think would be typical finds for like a truth serum and basically things of that nature. Nothing that seems exotic, like it was used for.
Oh yeah, a little bit of the old phenobarbital.
Yeah, I'll take a few vials of that.
Yep. So you pick that up. You could probably get 2 vials of the truth serum and several vials of. Drugs that would either be stimulants that are probably military grade stimulants, something that would keep you awake.
Do these look familiar to me?
You've seen them before.
All right.
We could all use a little meth in our lives.
Not stuff that like you were like from your background wise,
Right.
but definitely stuff that you know what it is.
Gotta stop lying to myself.
Yeah.
Would that work? I don't know if I want it to.
The next room that you'll come across looks to be some sort of laboratory. There's like a medical bed there, along with equipment for taking blood samples and things of that nature. There are spectrometers for doing like blood analysis and all of that stuff here.
Doctor, is there any...
A definite, like, very, very high-end hematology stuff.
Doctor, is there any readings left on this equipment or any logbooks
That's
here?
what I'm going to examine. I'm going to take a look at these things. Most of these things usually have some sort of like memory for the last few occupations or whatever. Like,
Yeah, so not only does it have like a memory, but there's actually a it looks like some sort of flash drive or whatever attached to it. Like it's attached to a hard drive.
I'll make a copy of it and snatch the. You want just the data? Or you want to spend the time looking now, Doc?
Probably just use the data for now.
I'll make
Yeah,
it.
You could probably remove the hard drive.
Yeah, I
if
want
you
to do
wanted
that,
to.
but it.
Or you
depending
could
on
copy it.
Yeah, I want to kind of do both. If I could do it fast, so
Both.
that I don't lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you copy it and then I'll grab the original. I'll pocket the original
Yep.
hard drive.
Agreed. Done.
It'll take a few moments for that to happen.
I'll
I'll
sit down.
clear
and-
the next room while they're doing that.
Yep.
Just be careful. If I was going to plant a self-eradicating virus, computer virus,
So the next room that you come across is a solid titanium door.
Oh,
And
my
it
God.
has a digital entry along with some sort of handprint scanner.
You have any idea how much this door is worth in the open market?
That's so funny beyond even reasons why you
beyond what you know, which we can talk about after. We'll explain why that.
Right.
And again, things are derailed by the cost of the door. It would be
Okay.
expensive. This is high-end military.
Put on the helicopter.
No, it will not.
Tesla, make it so. All right.
All right, let's do it.
I'm sorry. What was the interface? Was it a computer interface or?
It looks like high-end digital security.
Perhaps the
Handprint.
sorceress's hand.
I look at Evan and Tesla. Guys,
You call me away from. I'm watching the bar copy, right, and looking around the room for storage. But yeah, I go take a look.
Eric. I mean Evan. I mean Eric. I mean Evan. Could you come to the?
Yeah, this is severe, like high-end, probably the highest end passcode security system you've seen.
Wow.
Hey,
I'm
Lily,
like,
why don't you go revisit the sorceress and bring us back a
I'm like, this is obviously not a computer hacking issue. This could be. I could get into this mechanically, right?
I don't know about that.
Well, I thought
I'm
maybe.
gonna go get the sorceress's hand.
It's.
Yeah, that's a good
can
idea.
Is
Both
there
of
such
them.
thing as? I'm sorry. Is it,
It could be the right or the left.
That is
There's
not
some
a
more
terrible idea.
information. More information to be determined if Evan wanted to make a 1-point spend for digital intrusion.
absolutely.
One being
Yes,
how many points?
absolutely. I've got plenty.
The idea
I
that
spent
an
4
attempt
earlier.
to mechanically bypass it
1.
would probably cause some sort of
Problem.
Yeah, there's safeguards.
perhaps even a link to the kill switch.
Yeah, no. Can infiltration help me here? And the question I was going to ask you is there such thing as collaborative? So if Tesla and I put our heads together
Yes,
and work
there
on
is.
this, how does that work?
So what that is basically it allows one person to make a roll and multiple people to spend, but yet the whole party redeem the results of that spend. So what would happen is your partner in it would spend however many points they're going to spend, and then whoever has the highest roll would make that roll.
Okay.
Adding
So
those-
not
adding
everybody
those
gets
points.
to spend.
It's kind of like a combined spend type deal.
Gotcha.
But the party involved in making the roll doesn't have to make a spend. Only makes a 1-point spend, but the other party can make a multiple spend.
So to hack this lock, then infiltration spend of 1, and then they could help. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so it'd be an infiltration spend of 1. That 1 does not allow any benefit from it. That's just a blown spend.
Okay, it's just
And
to
then
get
it
it
allows
started.
him to add whatever else you want to add.
And then
so,
I roll.
like if he spends
Okay.
2 and you spend 2, you would only plus 3. One of them would just be blown by allowing him to.
Gotcha. And
And
I'm
if
like,
somebody's
what-
out there in the wild realm of the chat and they have a different opinion of the way the rules work, feel free to.
Well, I was gonna say digital. How many points you have in digital intrusion? Because you could just,
I've got
if you feel like
7
you could
left.
just handle it on your own, you could just spend the appropriate number of points.
Fair. I've got 7. Is it digital intrusion or is it infiltration? Which one?
So here's the
Because of
kicker.
this lock.
All right. So the kicker is that since you know with that 1 point of digital spend that this probably goes to some sort of mechanical kill switch also, is that
So it should take both.
if you don't collaborate, it would fall on Evan's mechanics to stop whatever would happen should he fail the roll.
So we should collaborate.
I've got 4 points in mechanics. Just
so that's where the entire party benefits from the collaboration.
So let me, one question before you go on. The consequence of failure based on my digital intrusion, what does that look like? Is it kaboom or is it
you're not sure what kill switch means, but based off of what you've had experience and being exposed to, and the picture that was on your phone, you guys put in a little like we're Assassin's group chat or whatever.
Because they were talking about blowing the place up, right?
And I'll toss both of you guys each one of her hands. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
All right. So do you? So the kicker is. How does this work?
Yeah. So we got 2 kickers here. So kicker 1 is
gonna take both of you.
It's gonna take both of you.
If we do collaborative mechanics. If we do collaborative mechanics, I spend 1 mechanic point. He spends the rest to fill in, and then I do the digital intrusion roll separate, or what?
No, so you would spend the digital intrusion and he would spend the mechanics.
Okay, done. I think that's
But
fair.
it would be basically like a combined roll.
And they would both add to the roll?
Correct. So this is an attempt to bypass the system altogether. This is not using any sort of... it's a handprint scanner. You're not attempting to use a handprint. You're just trying to just bypass it.
I am fine with waiting for a second for Red Lily to get back with the sorceress.
Because if it fails, it's just gonna say handprint not found or whatever, right? So we should try that first for sure.
Yeah, let's try that first. So
Lily, if you could get us a hand or 2.
I have both. I already threw them. I walk back in the room and just throw the hands at you guys.
Like waving it.
Oh, come on. All right, here we go.
Hey, she's just trying to lend a hand. It's not like,
We've got to work on your manners.
I'm like, just recently manicured.
All right. So you get back around and you basically have to go all the way out and around. So because that's the way to get back around to where you were. So you roll all the way around and you enter the area where the sorceress's body is.
With the zip ties.
And it's not there.
God damn it!
Dope.
The blood is there. The zip ties are broken and laying on the floor.
Is her liver still there and whatever other missile?
There's no evidence other than the blood pool. And
Does the blood lead somewhere?
That's funny. The footprints do actually lead over to the wall.
Cool. I'll let everyone know that she is not here, and I'm going to start tracking her.
Copy that. She's the sorceress that you gutted is not here anymore.
Yep. Following the footprints.
All right, we're gonna get this door open. Don't do anything crazy. Maybe you should just come back to us.
Well, wait a minute. I'll go join Lily. And why don't you guys work on the door? How does that sound?
Yeah, got it.
Got it.
Doctor, where would you like to be?
Wherever that sorceress isn't.
All right. Johnny will run back and join Lily to pursue the footprints.
You're going to stay in here with Evan. I don't know if you saw Byron in the Discord channel. Evan and Terry both want to see if we can find any samples, blood samples there to take with us.
That might be in storage.
There are blood samples there.
I would like to grab a couple, especially if they're labeled with any identification markings they're
labeled with codes.
Okay, well,
that you could decrypt later.
Okay, we'll grab that. I want to compare this to my scaly bad guy samples, which I have not analyzed yet.
Sure, absolutely. Yep, you can do that. It just obviously requiring more time than you're spending.
Right.
I very impatiently wait for Johnny.
All right, Johnny comes back around.
We follow the footprints.
The footprints lead over to the door. You open the door, and there is a ladder leading up on the other side of the door.
Follow it.
Right? You go up, and there's a hatch that seems to lead to the upper level.
Cool. Open it.
You attempt to open it, it does not open.
What is it? Is there any obvious, like,
It
lock?
seems to be locked.
Would that be like an infiltration?
Doesn't look like the locking mechanism is below.
Cool.
So you can't really access the locking mechanism.
Based on my architecture, or do I know above deck where this might have a secondary entrance?
Yeah, it would definitely be above deck, so you would have to be guessed that it was somewhere on the other side of like the well, first off, on the other side of like the prisoner processing thing. There must have been some sort of door that led to a different area.
I
take the elevator up.
Explain to Lily, and we'll take the fastest route there.
Okay. So you guys take the fastest route, basically elevator right there. You take the elevator up, and right about then, you hear like a hissing sound. It's like,
That's not good.
and you kind of look up, and you can see like some mist coming out of the air vent, up above.
No.
And right about then, Tesla and Evan are fucking with the thing, and it says, locking mechanism override. And it goes, whooshing, and it slides open. And
We. I give Evan a high five.
you have your Evan immediately puts his gun up. There is what looks to be some sort of acrylic, like really, really fucking thick acrylic there. On the other side of it is a coffin that you guys recognize.
God.
We didn't
From back in
open the
Romania.
door. We did not open the door, correct? I know this.
You did not open the door. You
That
know
wasn't
you
us.
did
That
not open
wasn't us.
that door.
Oh, fuck.
Well, in a
Oh,
way
fuck.
you did. In a way, you opened the door. Your
Johnny.
presence here.
Yeah. And you see the lid, like something comes up from below and begins to push the lid to the side.
I call for the doctor. She's in the other room searching for specimens. Doctor, we got contact. Fucking something in the coffin.
I think I'm gonna toss a flare in there.
Well, there's like this acrylic thing in the way.
I run into the room.
You're saying that there's something blocking us from the.
This
coffin.
looks like a room within a room.
Oh. Basically, the coffin's in a Hannibal Lecter room.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter was a-
I get it now.
More like the room that you would put like Magneto in.
That's okay. So
Like
we're
completely
talking about
surrounded.
we're talking about like some thick ass like bulletproof polymer separating us from them. And I'm
like you've never seen bulletproof polymer this thick.
okay. I'm just like I just say to Evan, I'm like, don't worry, he can't break through that probably.
Yeah, I saw Silence of the Lambs.
I got you, Tara.
He wasn't a vampire. I'm gonna take out my camera and hold it in one hand with my Glock in the other. And
Is it shaking?
yes,
You
it's shaking.
pull up your camera and it's
shaking.
just this like shaking back and forth.
Image stabilizer. Okay, the buttons.
And so are you looking through the camera or are you looking?
I'll have the viewfinder flapped open so I can see what's going on. But I'm doing both because I gotta aim my gun.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, Lily, we found a vampire.
For a brief moment, the camera focuses and you see the thing slide. As the arm reaches up, all you see is the camera feed just goes dead.
Oh fuck!
And you
fuck.
notice that the battery light's completely drained.
What?
And
This was a fresh battery.
this thing steps out of the coffin. It looks
Don't
far
look-
worse than the GoPro video that you saw. And then all of a sudden you see the acrylic glass
Nope.
starts to slide.
No, I don't, because I'm running. Fuck
Open.
that. Nope.
Oh shit!
It starts to slide open, and just like that, the camera will go black.
Oh.
And that's where we're gonna stop.
No! Ah!